Hey.
It's Monday night, and this is your girl Candy K. Lynn. I got my tag team partner AM with me, and we
Yes.
are talking love deposits tonight. So it is a small show. It's just you and I hanging out.
The Libra show tonight.
The Libra show tonight. So tonight we are talking about love deposits, and people wouldn't believe me unless they could see it in writing. Our schedule was done for the season. Okay. So I feel like this love deposit episode is coming up at the right time. So our interns were putting up the information for a situationship talk, and there was a
hmm
video that they posted about a week ago of a young lady talking about how she knows her man, she caters to her man's every need. She knows what he needs. If he needs a hamburger, she knows it. If he needs his back rub, she knows it. If he wants her to stop what she's doing, whatever, right? Did you happen to see that video?
No, I ain't gonna lie. I think I may have missed it, but is it another podcast?
Yes.
Oh, I did watch it. Okay,
Okay.
they're on the couch, right?
Yeah. And so
It was a week ago. Okay, yeah, they're on the couch.
and so she's talking about it, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, when I saw the video and she the submission to her man, my sister sent it to me. I was like, girl, I already seen it. She's like, nah, I need you to tell me what you think about submitting to your man. I was like, I think she crazy though, right? So then word
You're
came out
crazy.
that allegedly, right? Allegedly, her man is Cam Newton, former Carolina Panther, lead
Oh,
MVP
okay.
Cam Newton. So for me, it made her conversation even more foolish.
Oh, you're talking about I'm sorry, they weren't on the couch, they were outside. Yeah, I seen that. I mean, that's not necessarily what she was saying. What she's saying is that she does everything that he well, yeah, she does everything he needs. I guess you're right. But it wasn't yeah, she does everything he needs. She packs his bag, she be cooking for him. Um, I mean, that's a lot. It's a
It's a
lot.
love deposit.
It was a lot. That's
It's a
not a
love
love deposit.
deposit.
That's more than a love deposit.
And the reason why I brought that particular situation up is because, yes, it's a love deposit. But with love deposits, when she was asked, was she getting that same investment? It did not sound like she was getting the same. She's being withdrawn from, right? So she's
Mhm.
depositing. If you deposit into somebody the way she is, you're carrying their bag, you're cooking for them, you're getting their shoes, you know what they want to wear, you know how he wants his sex, whatever.
Mhm.
Those are deposits, love deposits. And I think that's a relatively new concept for a lot of people, right? Because we're changing, we're going to counseling. As a people, we're learning new ways to do things.
True. I just I don't know if that's really I guess that you can call it a love deposit. I think it's more of like she said it was more of like submission. She's a submissive partner. I think that goes a little bit beyond just love deposits. I feel like she's going above and beyond. She's doing the extreme of all those. I don't know, like if she doing love deposits, them are $1 million checks that she had deposited him. That's a lot she doing. And it wasn't that she said that he wasn't the same. He not making the same amount. He putting dollars in, and yeah, she put about $1 million in. But she also said that the most satisfied she gets is by being submissive to her man, by reading his mind, by how good she treats him. So for her, her love deposit into him sounds like also is going back into herself because how she likes it. But it was a lot. I was thinking if I meet anyone that does half the things that she would do, we're gonna get married because that's a lot.
So here's a great question, right? So let me explain from my perspective. I do believe love deposits goes into submissiveness, right? So if and speaking the same love language, that's something that I'm very big on. We've talked about here on the show. If that person's love language is acts of service, which it sounds like her love language is acts of service, she is
Mhm,
pleased by being able to please the people around her.
mhm,
Okay. So she's willing to be submissive. She appreciates doing the acts of service for her partner. Her partner obviously appreciates the acts of service. So she's depositing into his love bank, right? So
Yeah.
her submissive behavior is a deposit into what he needs. Well, if you haven't heard Cam Newton has been, he was recently on Pivot Pod, the podcast. He did another interview where he's talked about basically he needs a woman that's submissive. So if this is his girlfriend, as the internet has alleged, they usually got receipts.
Yeah, you'd be right.
The question becomes, are you as a partner depositing those same things into your partner? Because if I'm depositing all the time into you and you're withdrawing from me when we go to the bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're always withdrawing everything that goes into your account, what's going to happen to your account eventually?
Of course, it's going to overdraft. But it also could be that his love language is acts of service, and she just got extremely well at it. And maybe hers is physical touch or quality time. And behind closed doors, he could be doing all those things, and it could be equal. It's just that she's definitely more vocal about her love deposits. And as we were listening to it, it definitely seemed like there were some extreme amounts. Like, I mean, it's just a lot. Like, I mean, it sounds like she's happy though. She looks very excited, describing
She
all
did. She
the
did.
labor work she was
She
doing
did
for
it look
him.
excited. And I think the part about being okay with being submissive, because that's the question. Is there a difference between being submissive and love deposits? Yes and no, right? So to
Yeah.
be submissive, if your love language is acts of service, right? And you are being submissive to that man because that is also his love language. So the submission is one portion. And with that submission, if you're giving him those deposits, because Cameron said he thinks a woman is supposed to cook and clean and basically cater to him. He has comments on the record. You can Google them yourself of that's what he stated because he's grown up Southern. But the thing is, a lot of people don't realize about mama and grandma that did that. Mama and grandma also did not, everybody was withdrawn from them because grandma cooks all the time. So grandma was cooking dinner all the time and nobody ever brought grandma dinner. What are we depositing into grandma? And we're a different generation of women. So I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with taking on the role of I'm going to work 8 hours a day. I'm cooking for everybody in the house every single day. I'm washing everybody's clothes. I'm ironing everybody's clothes. I'm getting the kids ready for school, picking them up. I ain't doing all that. I ain't doing all that.
I mean,
I ain't doing it.
Also they also stay at home like moms. In retrospect, a lot of them didn't have jobs, I didn't have education.
My grandma did.
So
my grandma worked.
Oh, that's up.
My grandmother was a nurse. Like she went to work. We were growing up, she cooked 3 meals a day. But when I got some money, I went and bought her some chicken. Like, you want me to go cook? Like, as I think about it, right? And there wasn't things that she was necessarily, but anything that she asked for, I was willing to do. And that's all that I would, that's where it's a little different, right? So just because mom and grandma did it, that's what they were taught they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Depositing into mom and grandma only at Christmas and Mother's Day, is that really are you really giving the same? Because I promise you, if you talk to your grandmas, some of you guys, and your mothers and your aunts, their love language is not acts of service. That is not like they do not get off on taking care of a household. So just like we deposit love into others, and these things go into all of your relationships, right? Into our friendships.
Yeah.
Right? You and I are really big on birthdays, right?
Yeah, true.
So if I'm in town and you invite me to a birthday, I'm gonna show up because I know your birthday is a big deal for you.
Yeah.
It's a big deal for you, right? So we deposit into each other. But if you're inviting me all the time to your birthday, you show up to everything that I do. I call you and I'm like complaining, venting, telling you about my personal life. Girl, I hate it here. Telling you about my job. Always complaining to you. When you need me to show up at your birthday,
I won't be there. You won't be there.
Or need to meet new boo. That's not, I haven't given you the same deposits. I've withdrawn from you. And now I haven't deposited into you when I had the chance to deposit into you.
Yeah, but I think people don't realize how much they take until the person no longer allows it. A lot of times, it's like you take. I think the same way in regards to like compromising. I think a lot of times guys compromise a lot, and at the end they're just drained in regards to always caving. and that's what leads to like cheating or leads to them leaving or everything else because it's like I've taken so much of the brunt of everything being wrong, and I'm just sick of it. I think that does pay a lot into like the love deposits. Again, it is becoming more popular in regards to people realizing um, the energy people take from them, and how it is draining. It's really draining, like a
And
vampire,
it is,
for
but
real.
right, but think about it, right? If you
Mhm.
play this role in your man's life, your kid's life, your family's life, your friend's life, ultimately, what do you have left for yourself? And as you said, I think it goes both ways, right? This is a people conversation. This is not a
Right.
male, female. I just use them as an illustration if you're just joining the show because it was so relevant and so fresh of what we're talking about to try to get an understanding. So when we talk about we have the situationship talk show, but for me it's a perspective of ships, relationships, friendships, family ships. We are investing in other people every single day, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
And you and I've had some conversations behind the scenes of the reason, let me speak for myself, the reason why I transitioned careers, you know, at
Yeah.
this point in my life was mentally, my job was withdrawing everything I had. They
Yeah.
were depositing zero back into the bank account. And I'm not talking about just my check, because literally that's all I was getting out of the situation at that
Yeah.
time was my check because people were cussing me out every day, calling me a name that wasn't my name. And then, George Floyd happened and black people started talking about the microaggressions and, behavior of calling us out of our names in an attempt to be disrespectful. And you're telling management this, and they're looking at you in the meeting going, well, even though she cussed you out, you should have said thank you and please. You should have let her keep cussing you out because it wasn't personal. And then I need you to hang up the phone, take the next call, and do it with a smile.
Yeah.
So as people, I give that illustrate. We've got to find when it's time for us to withdraw our money from the bank and walk away.
Yeah. Some accounts need to be closed. Yeah.
Period.
Some accounts need to be closed.
And
Like,
it's
yeah,
okay.
permanently.
So have you
Yeah.
ever had have you ever had a situation where you feel like you were just being withdrawn from? Nobody was deposited in that relationship of any sort?
I mean, yeah, all the time. I mean, I complain. I'm the type of person like when I'm not getting my, I complain. I'm that person that will nag. I'm that person that will nag when I'm not getting the love deposit. I guess that I feel like I give. 'Cause I always say I give 100. Like I give 100, and a lot of times I get told that you shouldn't. But I feel like that's bullshit. I feel like the cop out. I feel like I feel like people just say that because they don't. And I give 100, so I always expect that back. And people feel like that's impossible, that it's hard. But in reality, giving 100 just means that anything in my actual windmill that isn't going to break my bank, isn't going to hurt me in the long end, it makes me feel good doing.
Mm.
And also is beneficial to the person that I'm with, then I feel like that's okay to do.
Okay.
Is it to the extreme of the home girl? Hell no. I was like, this she a mind reader. I always tell people I ain't no motherfucking mind reader. If you tell me some shit you need, we can figure it out together. But like me reading your mind, not could never. Um, but yeah, and then with friends, I'm starting to learn how to cut people off. Um, Cut people off are in regards to limiting the access.
Mhm.
Just because it just sometimes people are better in certain instances in your life. Sometimes you gotta have that turn up friend. Sometimes you gotta have that friend that you just see at the club. Sometimes you gotta have that friend you hang out with, talk to. So yeah, I think I've definitely been there where I had to close a bank account or two.
What was the hardest thing about closing those accounts?
Damn, that's a hard one. I mean, what do you mean by like hard? I mean, because it's close to any like friendship, like losing anyone in any capacity, whether they are alive or have passed, is very hard. So, I mean, you mean like actually detailing which aspect of it is hard?
Yes.
Um, damn. I don't know. I guess you kind of get used to making those deposits into someone as well. So it's like you no longer, even though you hate the fact that they weren't giving it back, you also like miss that you were giving it. Sometimes, like I said, like, oh girl, she felt good doing something for him, and she felt good doing something for him, which I understand. So that feeling, you also lose that feeling on top of missing that person or missing the time where they did deposit something into you. So I think that would be the hardest, is like your own personal, craving to keep being around that person and doing things for that person.
Okay. So we got a couple comments to that. Friends for different situations. Not everyone is meant to be in your life or to be close to you. And
Sure.
I think mine would be the time spent in memories. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, for me, it's about reciprocating, right? It's definitely about, and I try to be mindful, my background. So, like some of these things we talked about, like everybody thinks it's a counseling. These are like sociological things and conversations as well. So we have these conversations, and I'm constantly aware of when we say our energy. Our energy
Mm,
is our love deposits. Energy are the withdrawals that take place around us. And for me, I would give anybody. I talk about boundaries a lot, right?
yeah.
You said you nag. If
Okay.
you're telling someone what you want, though, you may be repeating yourself. But if you're giving someone an open conversation about what it is that you're not receiving, are you nagging or attempting to communicate where this relationship is falling short so that you can continue the relationship?
I think the way that I said neg is the way that sometimes it can come out. That's the thing about nagging. Nagging isn't necessarily the frequency of it, like how often you to have the discussion. It's how you say things. And I am a type of person, I'm aware of how to talk to people. And sometimes when I am in in the mood, when I'm mad,
Okay.
I lose sight of that, and I can be that person. That's what I'm like. I'm not. I'm really a sweetheart, but I can be a bitch. It's very possible. It takes a lot. It takes a lot, but I can be the person that you don't want me to be. Like people don't understand, 'cause they see this and it looks like, oh, she's so sweet, she's nice, and I am. I'm completely am. It's truly one side of me. But I always say, don't poke the bear, which means yes, I look completely friendly, but in certain instances, yes, I can be a bitch, and yes, I can nag. And you're right. You're right. Having open dialogue, open communication, even if the topic is repeated multiple times, is okay. It's all about our tone, which is why a lot of times guys say women nag. It's the tone that they're addressing these issues in. So I think if, having repeat conversations is fine, but we need to be more aware of our tone. Like I'm fully aware that I say I nag because of how I deliver it. So being also accountable is also important with these relationships, being accountable for yourself and others. So yeah, that is what I would say, um, in regards to that.
So I would say for people like just some of my like tips. Like I said, I'm one of those people that I will tell you as well. We got that Libra vibe about us. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna sit around idle and pretend like there's nothing wrong, right? So sometimes it may come across as nagging, but I'm literally trying to communicate to you that I'm unhappy. But I also have to check myself because sometimes I have to ask myself, is that person not depositing into you because you've been taking and not depositing?
Good point.
And so sometimes we need to get, as you said, be accountable and do a reality check that sometimes we need to give a little bit more to get a little bit more. And it's not in a ugly way, but I think her packing his bags, that's great, right?
Yeah.
As long as he's doing things for you that are maxing out at that level, right? So if you're cooking, you're cleaning, I don't think it's working modern day people because most of us work. Male,
Yeah.
female, it does not matter what type of relationship you're in. Most people don't have a stay-at-home partner.
No.
Majority of the people don't have a stay-at-home partner. So there's small
Everybody
sector of
working.
people, right? Are there a small sector of people? Well, there's still some stay-at-home wives and some stay-at-home dads or husbands. Sure, but it's not the most of us. So most of us are fighting traffic. We are dealing with we not getting pay increases. We're watching people be promoted over us. We're dealing with gas being high as
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
hell. $4 in Texas, $7 in California. We're all dealing with the same struggles, right? So when we come home at the end of the day, we really can't expect one person to give so much more than others, in my opinion, because everybody's.
Yeah.
And I think if we approached it from that position, that just because a woman doesn't cook your dinner every single day does not mean she's not submitting to you.
True.
It just means she's tired. She needs you to help her out.
It shouldn't be an everyday thing. Like I mentioned, it's like in your capability will. Like we're human. You can't do it every day. They can't do almost anything every day. It shouldn't be expected of you. You should be able to have a partner that when you can't, they can. Like the day I can't, you can do it. Like and not complain about it. Just see I'm laying down and it hasn't been made. Make it.
Because it's already out, right? Cook whatever you want.
It's probably already out. Or cook whatever you want. Or
Cook
grab
whatever you
something.
want. And I'm one of those people, like, I don't even know what I want to eat every day, right? So I can't give you a menu Monday through Friday and we're going to eat this, we're going to eat this. Sometimes I get home at 5:30. Sometimes I get home at 9:30. It is not. It's 9:23. We're on a podcast. This is my second one for the day. I just got back in town, so it's like in your homes. I think we need to quit taking examples from everybody else's house.
True.
We need to understand how to build our own houses. And I'm not talking about actually build a house. Wherever you live, make it a home. Okay. You live in a duplex, you live in an apartment, you live in a house, make it your home with your partner. If you like what mom did and mom made you feel happy, think about what you did to make mom happy. Did you really make mom happy or were you taking from mom?
That's hard though, because kids don't look at it like that. You know,
but you're an
like
adult
kids,
now.
it's a kid.
You're an
adult. Being an adult is different.
Being an adult, when we think about it, did we give mom everything that mom needed? Did we give grandma everything that grandma needed? So as a woman, I'm probably not going to exhibit that behavior because I'm looking back going, it was probably unfair. Like I just think about my grandma's cooking dinner for the holidays. Like when I'm here for Thanksgiving, I'm like, oh my God, I need some help.
All this food.
I don't want to wash these dishes. I gotta cook this, and this. And I gotta hope it tastes good. I'm like, oh my God, my grandma did this by herself.
What you mean? You hope it tastes good? I hope, even though it may be a struggle, I hope everything you put out, that's the last thing you worry about.
But in my mind, like, and that's why I say, like, I think about it, and I'm fortunate because I'm not being asked to cook Thanksgiving, Easter. Like, if you think about grandma and them, I'm just cooking Thanksgiving, so I'm just kind of like, bet we got our little Thanksgiving crew now. They already asked me about Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give that, right? But if I had to do it at Christmas too.
But the thing is, I think a lot of times with my grandparents, my mom's mom didn't really, she wasn't that grandmother. I didn't go over every Sunday dinner. That wasn't her forte. But my dad's mom, she enjoyed cooking. She refused to let us have her stop cooking. Even if we had to limit and be like, okay, what dish you want to do? That's how we kind of compromised. That way we compromised when she got older. Mm-hmm. Yeah, other deposit, like what dish? But she liked to cook. So we didn't take that fully, like say, oh no, you're not cooking anything, because she wanted to. Mm-hmm. But yeah, as we got older, it wasn't like always. But also with those big meals, I think a part of her enjoyed making the big meals. She had a big family. She gave birth to all the kids. She had 13 kids. She gave birth to them kids. So I think she always envisioned having that type of life, feeding a big family. So yeah, I think a part of it were things that she wanted to do, and then we still allowed it, just limited, so to make sure that she was okay. We took care of her in that sense. He took care of us. We took care of her in
So
our own
y'all
way.
did. So you guys did reflect and say, this is what grandma has done up to this point. Because I did. Like, let me go wash these dishes. Let me help
Okay.
grandma cook. Let me get in here and learn. Like, I wouldn't even be able to cook Thanksgiving dinner had I not gone in there and been
And
blessed.
watched.
Exactly. And she being willing to share with me, right? Share with me some of her recipes and her secrets. So I think that I just want men to think about that. Like, grandma and mom sometimes did a lot of work that I
Mhm.
don't feel like everybody always appreciated. So as a woman, I know my value, right? I know sometimes I gotta go fix a plate. I know sometimes I gotta go cook him some dinner. If he gonna pay some bills and he gonna pay some mortgage, right?
I gotta make sure that
Something.
I
He
go
gets,
in there and cook.
yeah, something. If he wants to eat good today and the mortgage got paid or the light stayed on, that is our trade-offs, right? But
Yeah.
I as people, and I keep saying this as people, you on a podcast that we can't be expected. We got to share the responsibility. We got to look at the way that our households are set up. We got to look at how many kids you got coming in and out. You got to look at what sports they play. Where your kid is tonight. Where is, if dad is out of town and he's coming into town, it would be nice if mom cooked, or if your girlfriend is coming into town, it may not be so bad that you took on, the cooking task for the day. So I just think we really need to look at our house.
Oh, I love cooking. Oh, I love cooking. It saves money. I'm very cheap. I love cooking.
You are cheap,
Yeah.
but you're
Let's
gonna
do
probably
dinner.
be rich later in life.
Let's do dinner at the house. I can just grab food and just
It'll
cook
probably
here.
You'll probably be rich later in life. It's gonna pay off.
Eventually, I'm gonna find ways to save more and more. Like I don't want to be like those people that be like extreme, but I'm definitely cheap. I don't have no problem saying that. I have fun though. Still have fun.
But here's the thing, right? So you're cheap, right?
Cheap. Damn cheap. Mm.
It works for you in your household, I'm sure. When you add somebody else and you say, I would prefer to cook at home, right? Instead of getting fast food because the cost of inflation is killing us right now. I'll cook dinner tonight. You got it tomorrow.
Well, I don't know when I date people that do prefer, like some people don't actually like home cooked meal, they like eating the same meal over and over again. Some like going out, so I will compromise. But in regards to like saving money, like when I actually like get married, that'll be something that'll be established. Like, hey, to save money, we can have date night once a month, but let's cook in the house. Let's eat now. Let's
How
eat
many
now.
times a month?
Let's eat
One.
now. Huh?
You say date night once a month?
Or we eat out. We can do like
Okay.
other cheap activities. Like we can go for like a walk, we can go get coffee. We can do like a game activity. But like food, I feel like food is the most expensive thing you can do now. Like food is really fucking expensive, especially nice restaurants. So it's like there's some cheap. Let's do some cheap but fun.
So, right, I'm not as cheap as AM by no stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, people not. People
But
usually not.
I get off on a good deal, right?
Mm.
And so my thing is, I like introducing him because he's kind of like you in that aspect. He's like, you always want to eat out. Every time I go out, the bill's too expensive. Blah, 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 blah. So again, I have to receive that, right? I have
Yeah.
to receive that, and in order to deposit in him, so I have to find like great happy hours. So we went
Mm.
the other day and we had happy hour, and I like to like eat little things. Like it may not look like it, but I'm literally like, I just want a little bit of this and I want a
Yeah,
little bit
what's
of
in
this.
it?
So I need to go to happy hours that way. And so like I try to keep the happy hour bills at like I get off of it's like we can go have a date and dinner for like $40
Yeah, that's nice.
and a
That's
drink.
nice.
We had liquor, you had an appetizer, and you had an entree, and we only spent like $40. So it's
That's
just
nice.
like my deposit into the relationship is I still want to eat out. I'll find a great deal. I'll compromise and eat at home some days. You compromise, we eat out at a great bargain because a good sale gets me excited.
Oh yeah, all the time.
So that's my love language. Make it a deal. Your love language is keep it cheap. Mine is make it a good deal. Let's have a good time. So those are just like some things, y'all, that we can do, because I feel like we don't have to spend millions to deposit into people. This is not a
No.
money thing. This is a acts of service. This is a gratitude. This is a listening ear. This is a emotionally available. When we say love deposits, being emotionally available, being physically present when people need you to be present, showing up for the people that you care about. That's family and friends. And I know some people, yes, this is a personal shot. It's a lot of y'all they like to get mad about other people not showing up, and y'all like to keep receipts about when they didn't do this and when. I don't want to hear that in 2022. I don't want to hear that going into 2023. What did you not show up to? Were you at the funeral? Was you at every family event and function? Did you show up everywhere you were invited? Did you listen when your friend called and your friend just needed to vent? Did you hold the door open and say, "Good morning, AM"? Those are love deposits.
Yeah.
Withdrawals are everything that you take. When you say, "Good morning, Candy Kaylin," and I say, and I keep walking. Or you text me and I never text you back. Like, I
Oh
had to
yeah, I'm
work
not
on
gonna lie.
that.
I'm bad with that.
I had to
But
work
I
on
be
that.
busy. Some people just call me. Is that quicker?
But what if they couldn't call you right then? They needed to communicate with you.
I
But
follow up. I'm a follow upper. I be like,
right?
hey, I was busy. Or hey, you good? Or everything okay? I feel like people know. Like if you really absolutely need like I'm gonna say someone. But you have to also know which bank to go to. I
Mm.
tell people all the time, I am not that friend anymore. You can call between the hours of 1 and 3 to come help you. I am asleep. Unless you've seen me out, I am asleep. Do not hit me up. I will not be able to save you. I'm not that bank anymore. So that means you need to go to someone else or text someone else or call someone else that you absolutely know
Keep going.
is that ride or die at 1 and 3 o'clock in
Keep
the morning. I'm like, I'm being honest, I'm old, I'll tell them to sleep. So yeah, it's about also knowing which place to I am old and I'm sleeping. I've been outside. I live a hard life. I'll be outside. Okay. So the point is you also have to know where to go. Like you can't also be mad at people because you chose the wrong person to go to. Because sometimes it be on you. It
But
do
you
be on
said a
you.
great point. You said boundaries. You said,
Yeah.
"Don't call me outside of these hours. I'm not coming."
I won't
That's
be awake to
boundaries.
come. That's the thing.
You're
I
sleeping.
won't be awake to
And some
come.
of y'all are like snoozing y'all's phone during certain hours now. So you can't even get through. Like, but that's true. We know which bank to go to.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't have one account, right? So there are some accounts you deposit into. There's some accounts you withdraw from. There's some you deposit and withdraw from. There are different ones, but again, the question is: do you think asking about someone's day is a love deposit? I
It
think
can
it
be.
is.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, because that gives that person a chance to um, be open up and express how they feel. I mean, as simple as that. How was your day? I think to be honest, a lot of women that's they love deposit. You're like that's really how to start a conversation. Like, how's your day? Well, this happened and that happened and this happened. Especially if it was a bad day. Oh, you definitely finna get an earful of everything that happened.
And so now you definitely become a love that definitely becomes a love deposit because your ears were available. You're
Mm,
you're there to listen. And those are the things that really matter. Like we shouldn't be around people and not depositing into them. So there should be something we always talk about, what are we bringing to the table? You should start in the relationships that you're in depositing at the tables that you already sit at. So ask yourself, are you one who deposits more money than you withdraw, or do you withdraw more money than you deposit? And there are a lot of you that need to think about the fact of if you already always need, you're not depositing, you're withdrawing.
right.
People always got to bail you out. You always need somebody to listen to you. You're self centered and narcissistic, and you only talk about yourself. You're not depositing. So take a step back and understand sometimes you got to be there for other people. You got to listen to when they speak, you got to be present for them. You got to show up to their functions too. Like don't complain when you're not getting when you're not getting it. Nobody cares about me. Like those people. Who do you care about?
Yeah.
Who do you care? Like where were you? Who did you show up for? Who were you present for. And if you're a person that you can only deposit into the bank of family, then don't expect friends to be there for you. You can only deposit into the bank of friends and not family. Don't expect the family to be there for you because you was hanging with your friends and you was available for your friends. And women, when your man is your man, or ladies, when your woman is your woman, and men, when your man is your man, however you rocking, and that's where you need to be all the time. And those friends slowly, like y'all, we've all had those friends. Those friends slowly start to disappear, and those relationships are strong, are no longer as strong as they used to be.
Yeah.
Y'all, please don't call me and invite me to your wedding if I don't really talk to you like that. Because I'm not coming.
Oh, I would still go.
I'm not depositing there. Right, but some relationships, they're not there anymore. Like we're really not there anymore.
We're holding on to the person that used to be, a relationship we used to have.
Right, because you chose that bae is what you was doing right now. And everybody else, you get what you get. So we getting the scraps. We're not really getting love deposits. We get 5 seconds of your time when you're available, and we need to deposit into you and your life. And I think people who get married sometimes and have kids, I've seen that. I've seen people want you to be present for them, and then they like, oh, well, you don't have kids, you're available. No, friend, I'm not. I feel like because I don't have kids.
I don't have those type of friends. Like I don't have that many friends that have kids either. So
wait till they start having kids.
Well, no, I think they know me better than that.
They be like, friend, can you come up to my house?
No, my favorite thing is about giving kids back. You don't want me to watch your kids. My favorite thing about kids is being able to get them back right about now. They get them right on back, hand them right on back to who they belong to. Well, so I only do it like every once in a while, every moon for about 2 hours. Then I'm gonna get your child back.
Well, not even keeping their kids, right? Sometimes it's like, oh, friend, we're gonna go out. You get over there, you waiting like 3 hours because they gotta get the kids ready. You like,
oh no, don't do that either. People know I'll be on time, and I'll tell you when I'm leaving. I'll tell you when I'm 20 minutes away. I'll tell you when I'm outside, and then you got about 30 more minutes.
And that's it.
And I'm starting. No, then I'm start rushing you. All right, no, I don't know what you're doing here, but I'm gonna need you done at this point. Cause I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind people not being on time. I don't be on time. I can be on CTV5, but at the same time, if I'm giving you play-by-play and you're still not ready by the time I get there, something's wrong. Something with that picture is wrong. But no, I think people I know me well enough. I feel like at this point, if we hang out, you know what's in my will capability in regards to friendship. I'll be completely honest. I don't mind telling friends no. I think it's harder to tell. Like to me, I think it's harder to tell partners no than friends. So I feel like that they know me well enough to know what to expect and what not to expect at this point. But I'll still go to a wedding. They know I'm down for a turn up. I'll celebrate anyone. I'll celebrate to their wedding. I'll be in their wedding.
It depends on where it is, though.
Oh yeah. Not if it's out my way, but if it's somewhere that I can like go to, yeah, of course. Like if it's here in Dallas, like yeah, of course. I'm gonna go. Like I said, I'll go to a stranger wedding to celebrate, a marriage. I'm okay, yeah. I'm in there. I mean, I haven't been to a wedding in years. I would love to go to a wedding at this point. Anyone getting married, send me an invitation. I'll be casket sharp and them up. I'm telling you, I ain't been to wedding years.
The wedding invitation, she will show up. Listen, I am not going for people that I am not in contact with on a regular basis. I am not going out of my way for you to do anything. That's weddings, funerals, baby showers, bar mitzvahs. I will not be showing up because, as you say, the bank account is closed to a lot of people on a lot of things at this point because I understand the importance of boundaries. I understand the importance of depositing, withdrawing. And if I don't deposit, if you're not deposited into this bank, you're not going to withdraw from this bank. Meaning I ain't paying for a gift. My attendance will not be felt because, like this comment says, women that do everything for their man. We do what's most important to us.
I think most women do almost everything for their man. Not saying that in a bad way, because you do have men that give it back. But I think a lot of women, the reason why be so drained and be so tired is because they give everything to their men. Yeah, they end up being bankrupt because they gave so much. So which is why a lot of say, let's say the angry black woman to be spiteful is because they gave everything, and then the man still didn't give a damn.
So
Fuck.
if you started with $1,500 in your account and you give homeboy $1,500 and your income tax check to flip, you got to expect you're going to be bankrupt because 1,500 from 1,500 leaves zero. So we need to think about it. And that's the reason why we're having this conversation so that women can just start to think about it. Like, and I'm not saying, listen, I'm not anti-man. I'm not anti-relationship. We are not saying, and I have to clarify because people make up stuff in their mind and y'all take sound bites. So I need to have my rebuttal ready if y'all play with me. But we're just, I'm not saying like, don't give your man anything. Don't submit to your man. Not saying that. Don't submit to your partner. We're saying you got to save something for yourself. Your car is not going to run if you ain't got no gas. So if you got $20 left and this idea of, oh, I'll give you my last 20, I'm not giving you my last 20 AM. I may give you 10, but I'm not giving you the whole 20 because what I'm going to have left. And if we both got 10, then we can put a little bit of gas in our car. It's not going to get us very far. And we may can get a hamburger. But we both got something. And that's how we need to look at relationships, friendships. You got to tell your homegirl, listen, sis, I don't want to hear it no more. You got to tell your homeboy, you've been with her for 15 years. I don't want to hear it. Or him, right? Because I got a homeboy that is just like, you still answer the phone when he called? You still? I got to cut you off. I don't want to hear those comments. We got to quit engaging in those. I mean, but we do because I've been that homegirl. Like, girl, yeah, I ain't taking him back. Nah, girl, I ain't gonna do that no more. Girl,
I think at this point I think everyone has done that because at that moment, in that moment, you're done. But as adults, you gotta be like, I don't know. Like when things turn around, like I don't know how we got here. But a lot of times, it does come right back around. It does come right back around. It does. But a lot of times, again, it's about the feeling we got with that person. It's about what we gave to them. It's about what they, because a lot of times, even the small deposits still feel good. They may not always feel equal, but they still feel good. So even when you're stopped, like talking to that person, you still want that feeling that you were getting. So, and right, don't put anyone over yourself. Definitely take care of yourself. Definitely still do things for you. Still be your own person. Still deposit into yourself, of course.
Right.
Whatever that may look like.
Okay, so
and even if you forget it.
Sorry. There was a question, and it was asked earlier. We're going to answer this, and we're going to end. Would it be unattractive for a man to be a nagger?
Of course, men are naggers. Men and women are naggers. Again, it's about the tone. So, of course, men are naggers. It's about the tone. It's all about the tone of the delivery of the conversation. So, yes, a man can definitely be a nagger. It could be something that bothers him, and he, the way he expresses it is nagging. Yeah.
And sometimes just listening to him and pouring back into his emotional love bank could be a positive for you because I've learned so much. You learn as you get older. You learn as you grow. I used to disregard the nagging, like shut up, you whining.
Yeah.
Like a girl, I don't want to hear that. Stop talking to me. Like that was also withdrawing, right? Because when someone is telling you how they feel and you're ignoring them, it's like a double withdrawal from the account. So you're just continuing to pick up overdraft fees because that person is frustrated. So men can be naggers. Humans nag. Animals nag. If you don't give a dog a bone.
My dog nags. Layla nags. For real.
And you don't take the dog outside, the dog is going to keep coming back to do what? Get you to take the dog outside. So let's just spend more time being positive, giving of ourselves what we have to give, right? You can't give on an empty tank. So make sure your tank is full. Make sure you're depositing into yourself. That's self-care. That's doing stuff you like to do, taking yourself on dates, music tours, whatever makes you happy. Spend time with you so that you have enough energy and money to give to other people. When I say money, I mean your energy, your time, your emotions. So, AM, that's all I got. You got anything else for the people tonight?
Yeah, and your actual money. Stop taking I know guys listen as much as the ladies tune in. We appreciate all the love, ladies. But guys, sounds like you can take a woman on a date and it not have to be the most expensive thing on planet Earth. Um, be creative. Like women love coffee. Women absolutely love coffee. Like that's a thing. You can always try like a different coffee shop or, a walk, um, a picnic. Just go listen to live music. Do something that's like free, cheap, chill. But also I think guys need to deposit more into themselves as well. I think they give a lot to because there's no guys on the panel right now, so I'm just kind of speaking from the more masculine viewpoint. I feel like a lot of guys feel like they have to take care of a female or more feminine like woman, and that's not your job. Of course, you should be a provider, but you shouldn't have to take care of another adult. Um, so instead of being upset that you took her on a special date and she don't want to talk to you anymore, maybe you would have took her to a coffee and walked, and you all would have had a normal conversation. You would have realized that this wasn't going anywhere, and you all could have left the day and left it how it was at. But other than that, deposit into yourself, everyone, and make sure that if you are with someone, you understand what currency they accept, and then make those deposits into them.
Perfect way to end the show. This is your girl, Candy K. Lynn.
It's great.
And until next week, y'all, you've been watching Situationship Talk here on Metaverse and YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Make sure you share so that your friends will follow us too. Until next week, we thank you for watching. Same time, same channel.
Yeah.
Come back and see us next week. Until then, good night.
Peace, y'all.